Good morning. It is Saturday, October 3rd, 2020. You can now relax and be informed. Here is your daily bite of news. President Trump was taken to Walter Reed Medical Center on Friday to start receiving treatment for COVID-19. President Trump was given remdesivir treatment and is reported to have a fever and a cough. His health care is being treated with the utmost caution. Melania Trump, his wife, has had several conflicting tests but ultimately tested positive, but is doing quite well. Several Republicans who attended the Rose Garden ceremony on Saturday are also testing positive, along with Kellyanne Conway. Democratic nominee Joe Biden on the campaign trail in Michigan urged Americans to wear a mask in public and called once again for a masking mandate nationwide. He emphasized President Trump's testing positive for COVID-19 as a bracing reminder to all of us that we have to take this virus seriously. So far, Joe Biden and his wife are testing negative after being in close contact with political figures who have been exposed. 6 months after the coronavirus started, the economy has lost 11 million jobs, a bigger loss than the 8.7 million jobs at the recession a decade ago. Economists underscore the need for federal help. It's disturbing that we're seeing such a dramatic slowdown in employment gains as we head into fall, said Diane Swink, chief economist. We need aid now. Everything depends on the Phase 4 spending package from Congress and how soon it can be applied. The temporary furloughs and layoffs at the start of COVID are starting to become more permanent now in the job markets. On Friday, Harvey Weinstein was charged with 2 more counts of raping women in Los Angeles when he was a movie mogul. He is now facing a total 11 counts of sexual assault involving 5 women. The alleged assaults took place between 2004 and 2013. Weinstein is currently serving a 23-year maximum security prison sentence in Alden, New York. If convicted of the new charges, he could face up to 140 years or life in state prison. Boris Johnson and the UK Home Secretary Priti Patel are reported to have considered sending asylum seekers 4,000 miles away from the UK to 2 islands off the coast of Africa. Reportedly, Patel dismissed the idea, but leaked documents show officials were looking into procuring ferries for the job. The hardline proposals show the increasingly tough line the UK is taking on immigration of migrants crossing the English Channel from France. The number of boats to do so has surged since April 2020, from 1,800 to 4,600 people on record. The leaked plans were furiously condemned by the UK's opposition Labour Party. Nick Thomas-Symonds on Thursday said, "The government is lurching from one inhumane and impractical idea to another. The idea of sending people to Ascension Island, creating waves to wash boats back, buying ferries and oil rigs to process asylum claims, shows the government has lost all control and all sense of compassion." On Friday, the U.S. House passed a bipartisan resolution to condemn the conspiracy theory movement QAnon. The measure encourages the FBI and law enforcement agencies to strengthen their forms on preventing crimes and attacks from people motivated by the QAnon political conspiracy theories. The FBI has listed the group as a possible domestic terrorism threat. Israel's tourism minister, Asaf Zamir, resigned on Friday, saying he had not a shred of trust left in Prime Minister Netanyahu after Netanyahu placed new laws to curb protest demonstrations. Zamir said on Facebook, "Even at its most difficult time, Netanyahu runs the country according to his own political interests. Protests and demonstrations and subsequent arrests are still happening in Israel despite the parliament and government-backed edict banning Israel to hold demonstrations as part of a second coronavirus lockdown." In France, President Emmanuel Macron delivered a speech outlining measures to rein in the spread of radical Islam and to help develop an Islam of France compatible with the nation's republican values. The measures include placing stringent limits on homeschooling and increasing scrutiny of religious schools. These measures would apply to any group, but are intended to counter extremism in the Muslim communities. The widespread practice of bringing imams to France, where they preach extreme versions of Islam, would be ended under the new measures. Macron's speech was a comprehensive package of what the government will present as a bill in December. Well, that concludes our news for today. To read up on any of these topics, do see our description for sources below. Subscribe to receive a daily news update. Thank you for listening. Be relaxed, be informed, and be connected.